What's up, everybody, and welcome to
The LittleBigKast.
We are 4 players searching for that elusive game-life balance. On today's show, we are back.
We're back, baby!
Like the dinosaurs, we are back. Happy to be back. It's been a long time. We've missed you. We've missed each other. Welcome to episode 107 of the LittleBigKast. Welcome back, everybody. All right, what's up, everybody?
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Episode 107.
Hi, friends.
It's good to be back. First of all, with you guys. It's been a month without being able to hang out with you guys, and it's been hard.
My social hour just was not existent, and I got really, really depressed.
Yeah, I just worked for a month straight and not had fun.
That's what I did. I don't know. I missed you guys, but I worked for a month.
Yeah, what's been weird is like that hour on Wednesday nights just basically got added, like just more work got added.
More work.
This
is the excuse to not work. This was the balance. So I did miss you.
So it's good to be back. Obviously, as you can see, Rachel's not here with us today. She will be here with us going forward.
Very soon.
It's not like she's not here. She's here in spirit. She's with us. She's just not here with us today. Just I guess to start off as normal, my name is Jeff Hawks. Thanks for joining us today. With me, as always, Dr. Robin Hazlett.
Hoorah.
And our own Master Drew Tyler.
Hey, everybody.
Master Drew.
I like that I can still say. I like that I can say that.
Master Drew.
I'm the least educated person in the room, and that's how I like it.
That's
I like to keep it.
You feel comfortable here.
That's how we
That's how you assign the blame.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we keep it fun. So, there are going to be some additional changes, I think, and as we kind of roll out over the coming weeks, as this space evolves, I think you're going to see our show evolve just a little bit to kind of match the theme and tone and tempo of what's happening here. But I'm excited to be back, and with every show, we kind of kick off with what we've been doing.
Right.
And this show in particular, we have like a month's worth of what have we been doing. So does anyone want to get started?
I can tell you exactly what I've been doing for a month's worth. Because it's been a lot of life balance and not so much game balance. That's kind of where I'm at. But I have for the last month basically, as we started to get prepped for school, then it became like move everything back into the studio after like week 2 of school. So the first week or 2 was scramble to figure out how to handle classes and everything else whilst waiting to get in, and then the last 2 weeks have been like put everything back to where it goes. So hanging lights by myself, installing gear. I've had a couple students here and there kind of pop in and help, but it's been a lot of.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you have free labor.
I do.
Like you're going to learn how to run lights.
And some of them I trust, and some of them I don't.
Yeah, we learned an important lesson last year with a curtain,
which is
now $5,000 curtain, right? Yep. That was cut in half.
Yep, and the instructions were simple. There is an extra 5 foot of curtain laying on the floor. Please cut that off and bring it. And we talked about it for months, so it wasn't like this one-time instruction. Right. And the guy came in and looked. He stood up and goes, I'm about 5 foot. And he cuts 5 foot above the floor, even though there
all
was
the way across like a 35-foot,
like theater
50-foot theater carpet.
Theater
cloth.
Curtain, yeah. Anyway, it's really funny, and we laugh about it now. But that curtain, if you've noticed,
it was the only time I've ever seen Drew angry.
It's true.
Seriously, Drew doesn't get angry
ever.
Drew is like legitimately pissed.
Yeah.
And
I was. Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever seen you angry. First and only.
It may be the only, like in the last year. Like I don't get pissed very often. I'm a Zen kind of guy. But that's it. That's what I've been doing for the whole month. Is just getting things moved in and set up. I mean, and even here, this is functional, but not quite pretty.
Right, as you can see.
I'm moving in. We were joking that this is like the interrogation room. I'm ready to slam Robin's
Where are you on the night of the 5th?
Well, bam! Talk to me! So, no, it's good. Like we're excited to be here, but I have, I'm just juggling everything to stay alive. I have an office I still haven't moved into.
Of course.
Boxes everywhere. Bailey's boxes.
And you've had fire alarms to contend with.
Yes, yesterday.
That's too funny, though.
The fire alarm went off because of all the paint fumes.
Yep.
And so we actually went up onto the dock and we looked around and we're like, nobody else is hearing this fire alarm. Like everybody else, like the workers above us on the second floor, still working.
Nothing.
Still had the hard hats on. No
reaction whatsoever.
Well, so I walked past when that was happening too, and I'm just like, if the fire alarm is going, shouldn't all of the people that are hanging from beams be getting out?
Moving out? Nope.
Yeah, so it went off again today. Did you hear when it went off today?
No, it went off today.
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
So it's been 2 days in a row. I've been squatting at Weber State.
You're doing a fine job of it too. It's kind of cool to see Jeff.
It's called alumni participation.
It's been interesting. I've run into Dr. Corbin, like almost physically ran into her yesterday. I was reading an email as I was walking up the stairs, and she's all, "Get off your phone," and I was like a foot from like running into her. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry."
I love
That's
Nicola.
awesome.
She's funny,
But she recognized you, or she just would have said that to anybody?
We've talked several times.
Right, so she was telling you.
And she knows that I graduated. I kind of feel like she's confused every time she sees me. I'm like, hey, listen, like I paid to go to school here. I paid to graduate here. I work remotely.
Resources.
And it's quiet here. So
And if you ever
I'm just
do,
gonna
like-
come here instead of working at home where it's loud.
The speed test here is like 300 up, 300 down.
Oh, yeah.
It's worth it. You
It's
paid
kind of
for it.
magical.
Yep.
You paid for it. But that's it. That's been my
Games? No games whatsoever?
Okay, so the only gaming that I've been able to get into is like have time for is No Man's Sky. And so when I need a time end of the day break, I'll throw on No Man's Sky and I played that for probably about 6-7 hours in the last month. Like not enough to be happy about myself, but that's where the balance has been unbalanced. But I'm still loving it. Still absolutely loving the exploration and finding things. Hasn't felt like a grind yet. It feels like I could stop it like on a certain planet. I could play on that planet for a long time and then decide, I'm gonna look at something else. I named my planets after cookies, so I've got the monster chocolate 500, the Snickerdoodle 5000. I asked my girls what to name things. We found all kinds of cool animals, and they'd be like, "That one's creepy. Let's call it this." And so that's cool. It's just been fun.
Adorable.
So I've enjoyed No Man's Sky. How I wish there were a way to play more games, but that's where I'm at. That's it.
Yep.
What about you, Robin? Do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. As far as I go, life-wise, I've kind of been in the same boat as Drew, but not nearly as much physical labor. Just getting classes together, getting them all figured out, doing all of the copious meetings and orientations that come along with it, and there's always an interesting point to it, and like that's me trying to like convince myself that's like a really great thing to have, and doing the radio gig. I've got a whole new crop of people, and then people who are just showing up like, I want to get involved. I'm like, yes, you do. Sign up now. So it's been
So have you relocated
chaotic.
your office into the radio? Like, do you hang out there?
I'm doing both.
Because I know
so-
Ty like just avoided that whole.
Yeah, you just let them run by themselves,
Area.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Do you-
I've been popping in,
Have you?
but that's because I've also had like I said, copious meetings that have overlapped the times that I've wanted to meet with them. But that's been the majority of life stuff. Game stuff has been No Man's Sky and Overwatch.
Oh.
Isn't Overwatch fun?
Oh, gosh,
I can't speak to No Man's Sky yet.
I really
similar- so
like Overwatch.
Jeff Glassen said he's going to wait for it to go for $20.
I think
when
it's a
it's
perfect
on
price
sale,
point
he'll
for
pick it
somebody
up.
that's not like totally like ready for it when it came out. $20 price point when that happens, even if 6 months from now, I think it'll be lovable.
See, and I feel
you'll
like
be
I
happy
feel
with that.
like
Don't
that
you
for
think?
me that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on Overwatch because I don't think we've been able to play. We've been kind of off.
Well, the problem is
schedule.
that my child likes to play it.
Really, that's right.
And she just picks up the controller and turns it into a custom game.
Okay.
And then she doesn't have anyone to play with, so she gets to play the game every time. Just like, honey, that's not how you do this. But I just have so much fun with Overwatch because it's just such low pressure,
Totally.
just
Right.
bite-sized. Because I don't like the idea with multiplayer that you can't stop playing.
Right.
And, like life is going to happen. I'm going to have interruptions, but I would much rather be able to just do little bite-sized multiplayer stuff. Like it feels a lot better. And No Man's Sky has been a true escape for me. It's been super stressful lately, and it's just, like all I have to do on this planet is live.
And you went in with like really, because there has been a lot of backlash
Right.
towards No Man's Sky, right? Like there's been a lot of people that have been hypercritical of it and like, you led us to believe X,
Right,
Y, and Z.
right.
And I feel like both of you went in with really realistic expectations.
Right,
You're
yep.
like, I just want a place that I can explore.
Yeah.
And it seems to satisfy that.
And it's totally
Kind of
fine
curious approach,
with
right?
me. It's like, I'm going to run around and see what I can find. What can I take pictures of? How can I soup up my ship? What more can I add to my inventory? It sounds like a good time. And that's one of my favorite things to do. It's just one big long string of, oh, look, a shiny thing. Let's go this way.
Right. And I think you're right though. Like there was this like I don't know where people got the ideas. I mean, I know it was kind of this open, hey, touted, wonderful thing, but I think you and I went in with, hey, we're just ready to explore, we're ready to kind of check it out, and it'll be fun to explore the quintillion, quadrillion planets and stuff. But
18 quintillion.
I'm totally loving it. I'm still loving it, and I think didn't they offer refunds to people that weren't entirely happy?
Yep.
Yeah, and
It's
then
like, you know what? Do your research. If there was enough info out there that you could look at the game and go, okay, this. I thought they painted a pretty good picture.
I think they
beforehand.
did too. I also think that, like Sean Murray did get a little bit excited about himself, but I also think that those things could eventually be added to it and enhance it, but in the future. And there was an article that ran out, and it said that No Man's Sky is probably going to be the next Destiny. Don't start.
It might.
But
That's coming.
But
There was an article. It was a good article.
but the reason why it was being called the next Destiny wasn't because of gameplay. It's because vanilla Destiny is so very different from current Destiny.
That's true.
I read that article, and it had some good arguments why
it has
there is so much room to grow.
And so we could be seeing a completely different game a year from now if they keep up with it. But Sean Murray needs to get on his freaking Twitter feed and talk to us because everyone else is shaping.
Did he pull a
I think
Corey
he was
Feldman?
riding his own hype train.
He was
pretty excited.
He was pretty
And you
excited,
can't
and that's
blame him,
great, and
right?
it's wonderful. Please do. If you aren't excited about your thing that you are making, please don't make it. But he needs to start talking to people again because it's been about a month since he's talked to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Really?
he's kind of dropped off.
Did you guys see any of the Corey Feldman on the Today Show?
Yeah, it was bad.
That's what Sean's doing. He's just like, been a month. He's shut himself in because it wasn't the greatest release. And Corey Feldman stayed in his room and cried for a day. But no, man, it's not the same. No. I once touched Corey Feldman.
Did you really?
Yeah, I hung up
That's
his
funny.
coat. We did an interview with him live, and he came back for his coat like 5 minutes later, and I went and got it. That was my job. I touched Corey's coat. But now
touched him?
Now that I've seen him perform, it was like, you can keep your coat. It was like a... Yeah.
It was weird.
It was weird.
It was uncomfortable.
Speaking of uncomfortable, I want to shout out to the guys that are jumping in. Jurgen
Hi,
Van Bunningen. Is that a real name? Bunningen. I saw Black Magic. Somebody Black Magic is joined our feed. And Lisa Bossman is watching us from afar. So we have our fans. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, friends.
Shout out. Somebody asked, Alan asked you, who's your favorite Overwatch character?
I like as far as I go, I'm jumping between Diva, Mercy, and Reinhardt. Although Junkrat's really, really fun.
That's a really hard question, actually.
What does Junkrat have? Does he
So
have
Junkrat is like the pirate-looking dude that has the tire.
The tire thing that you
And
can drive around. And
and the grenade
Yep.
launcher.
Yep, I like that one.
I
like
think
that
from
one.
a purely like I feel like Junkrat is probably the safest character in the game to play because you can literally stand around corners and just and do real like legit damage. And he is a very fun character to play. I don't know who I would say is my favorite. I've never like loved playing a support role, but I love Mercy.
Yeah.
Not only
is that the one that has a healing circle?
She has the wings.
Oh, the wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zenyatta.
And, what's cool about her is, in addition to her being able to boost damage and to heal, her pistol, I think, does massive damage. She's just squishy as crap.
Yes.
And so if she takes a hit, she's down. But like you can do real damage with her little pistol. And so, almost exclusively, if I'm playing Mercy, if I'm on a good team, I'm healing people. Like, if I'm on a good team, I will play my support role the way that it's meant to be played. But if I'm on a team with people that aren't taking it seriously or are kind of goofing around, I will go aggro with Mercy, and there is nothing more satisfying. I have had 2 play of the games as Mercy, where I got multi-kills that gave me play of the games. Nothing more satisfying than getting a play of the game as Mercy. That being said, Reinhardt is awesome. And, I actually threw a video into our Destiny group of a match that we were in where the capture zone was contested.
Yeah.
So like every single person from both teams is on this map, and Diva came in. The enemy Diva came in, exploded, and I was hiding behind a wall. I saw her coming in, and I jumped behind a wall. She exploded, wiped my team. They were all coming back, and I cruised around the side and did a hammer down. Knocked all of them down, and killed 3 of them before my team was able to come in and wipe out the other 3.
Wow.
And I was like screaming. I was like, this has worked out perfectly.
It couldn't be any better.
It was super fun. Super fun.
I'm trying to find out who I played, because I played a couple of times. I think Tracer is probably one that I played, and
Tracer's, if you're good with Tracer is incredible.
I'm not good with Tracer.
The same is true with like Lucio. If you can use Lucio effectively, he's the guy that cruises around on rollerblades and he has a boombox.
I'm terrible.
I need to play more guys.
Awesome. He takes a lot of practice.
I
feel like a very, very effective
everyone I'd play
class.
like 2 or 3 games, and then I'd be like, okay, what else? Because there's so many to choose from.
Yeah.
I haven't had enough game time to be like, this is my go back to.
And isn't that great though?
I'm still sampling.
Isn't it cool that the game is like diverse enough that you're constantly like, I'm gonna try this, and like you find new favorites. Like I really hated Diva at first. Like,
me too.
Is it Diva or DVA?
Diva.
So I really disliked Diva at first, and once I figured out like, she is a tank that is not meant to be played like a tank. She's super fast, so she should be like a flanking tank. And so I'll have her jump over buildings. Like she can fly, so I'll fly over buildings and get behind people, push in, and then as soon as they realize I'm there, I'll just fly over the top of them across the other building and come in the other direction.
Let's try that. That sounds like fun.
Playing as her correctly is super fun. Like, as long as you're not playing her as though you were playing Reinhardt. And that's, I think, where people kind of get...
Yeah.
Like, you think of a tank and you think of someone who just charges forward. And Diva is not quite that kind of a tank.
Master Dugong says he likes Hanzo. Which one's that?
Hanzo's fun.
Hanzo.
He's the bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow, yeah.
Okay, so here's the cool part. What I really love about Overwatch is how they've constructed the story behind it, because this is like little bite-sized pieces of gaming, and you just get in there and you get the fun part of the battle, because this was from the scrapped Titan title.
Right.
And they figured out that they made the Titan title way too big, ironically enough, or fittingly enough, and they scrapped it, and now they've just taken little fun pieces like the fighting,
right.
And then they've added the stories as part of, additional content on their website. Like they have the comics, they have the videos, they have all of the biographies, which is now turned into my child's bedtime stories. It's like, Mom, I want to hear the one about Diva.
That's funny.
That is actually really cool.
And it's a really, really good mode of like transmedia storytelling. It's interesting enough that people will actually go out and seek it out.
This is Dr. Hazlett.
Oh, don't start.
Transmedia. That's just
transmedia across different media.
And that's where, and here's what I would say is, that's where they absolutely killed it. They did a great job with that, because you can find great stuff, great content on YouTube, like, and it kind of forces you to engage to get that story. And that is where Bungie with Destiny utterly failed. Like, so obviously, like, I have a Destiny crush, right? Like, I love Destiny.
I think that's a fair thing to say.
But I've also been pretty critical of Destiny and the problems that it has, because it's a great game that I feel like could be so much better, right? Like, I feel like
have a love for it. You've
Destiny could be so much more than it is. And that is being said from someone who loves the game. Like, I've spent more time in Destiny than I have any other game I've ever played. Like, by far, significantly.
By far. In fact, I won't even look it up right now.
Yeah, don't.
Because it's days. It's months.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. I wish I had a problem.
But like, that's one of the most frustrating things about the game is like the only place to get any of the story was from like the grimoire that you had to like search through their website to find, and then it was like reading textbooks. And so what's been really interesting with Destiny has been the fans of Destiny, like the people that love Destiny that have gone out and created the stuff. Like, there's a great dude out of the UK. His channel's My Name Is Bife, who has created lore videos where he goes through and he has gone through all of the grimoire and has built out lore surrounding the different elements of the game. And so, and I look at his content, I'm like, this is what Bungie should have done. Like, why did Bungie not do this? Why aren't they telling the stories of these? Like, the lore of Destiny is so deep and so awesome. And in fact, are you done with your week?
We kind of jumped into Overwatch.
That's been my life for a while. Keep going.
I'm going to keep going.
Keep going.
So, Destiny. Alan asked earlier if I was going to get into Destiny. Here we go. This is the Destiny transition.
Well played. Well played.
So, Destiny's newest expansion just launched on Tuesday at 3:00 in the morning Mountain Time.
Did you stay up for it?
I woke up.
He
for
woke
it.
up for
Yep.
it.
I'll tell you a
Set an
story about
alarm.
that in a minute. That'll come down in the pipeline in a second. So
Stand by.
the title of this expansion was Rise of Iron, right? And it focuses on the threat that the Iron Lords faced years and years ago, when they built the wall originally, and like when they were protecting the last city on Earth. And essentially, what has happened is that the creature or the thing that they sealed away has escaped, and that's called Siva. And so it's this. It's almost like a hacker program, like, but it hacks organics. So like it manipulates
That's
organics.
creepy.
It's this like AI that can take over an organic life, and has the potential to improve it. And so it's this really interesting kind of look back at and glimpse at some of this cool lore that exists within Destiny. And so you're learning more about the Iron Lords. So whenever you play through Iron Banner, you're given weapons like Jolder's Hammer, Silimar's Wrath. Jolder and Silimar were Iron Lords who fought against the darkness in the early ages of the Traveler. So the Traveler, again, is the big orb that is hovering over Earth, right?
Right, okay.
So these Iron Lords are like the OG Guardians. Like they are the ones who established and really pushed back against the darkness in the early ages. And so we're taking this look back at what they've done in this DLC, and you're interacting with elements and themes from that time. So like the new social space is the Iron Temple, which is this temple in the mountains where the Iron Lords had their stronghold. So you go back there and like there's wolves all over the place, and there's these cool statues, and Lord Saladin is there. And so it's just this cool look back. But every time I think about the story that's being told and what we're being given, and Rise of Iron does a great job. The story line is very short. It's like an hour and a half. It's not a long story that you're doing. But that's also not the point of Destiny 1. Destiny 1's point has never been to give you a storytelling first-person shooter. It's a grind game, like it's a loot game, but this hour and a half is actually really, really good, and most of it is being like kind of tying this old grimoire about the Iron Lords into the current game. But I really think like one of the biggest missteps that Bungie made was not having all of that story accessible the way that Blizzard did with Overwatch. Like Overwatch has such a fun way of like, you have such a great way of getting in there and learning about the different heroes and like where they came from, why they're there, what they're doing,
their interactions, that kind of stuff.
I desperately wish that Bungie had capitalized that. But one of the things I'm really grateful for within the Destiny community is that they have, I mean, we have fans that are so enthusiastic about it that they'll go out, like My Name is Bife will go out and make, hour-long lore videos that are animated that will walk you through, how Thorn was created. So this pistol, this hand cannon Thorn, like how it was created.
So he's creating all the content for this, or is he just running stuff from screen grabs? Or like, what's his?
He's creating it or collaborating on it. Yeah,
cool.
And it's awesome, and that's what So just my Destiny moment for today is just like I wish and I hope that eventually Bungie realizes the benefit of like giving content in a way that is easy to digest, because right now like it's all there. You can go in the grimoire and you can read it like an encyclopedia. But had they given it to us in a way that was watchable, digestible, it would have been infinitely better and a lot of fun to get into. But Rise of Iron is live. It's awesome. I've beat the main story twice now, helping people through.
It's less than 2 days.
The Yalorhorn is back. It's awesome. It feels just as powerful as it did in year one. That's the exotic.
That's right, because it got nerfed for a while.
It
Now
has
it's back.
like a wolf head on the front.
Yes.
So in this DLC, you have to recreate the Yalorhorn. So you have to go around and find the different components and put it together while you're fighting this big battle, and then you have to get it and use it to defeat the enemies during this final battle. And it's it's so satisfying.
So how much does it cost me to jump in the Rise of Iron?
I think it's $30.
So I can add that to my already Destiny. And I could play with you, and you could
let's double check.
You could shepherd me around to find my wolf
Absolutely.
hat, or my big
Absolutely.
Well, see, We just make that a goal.
39. Yeah, 39
And
bucks.
if I tell my therapist that's like my goal in life is to play games with Jeff, then maybe I can
make it
justify
happen.
that.
Absolutely.
Every night to be like, this is for my own happiness.
Yep. So to wrap it up, so this has new story modes, an entire campaign built around the Iron Lords, new armor, obviously, new gear, new weapons. A raid is going to be dropping on Friday. That's where I just want it to be a big raid. Like, I don't want it to be an hour and a half raid. I want it to be like.
What was the last one? Was it?
So the Taken King was pretty.
Was it okay?
That was a pretty long one. Yeah.
Was it?
Crow's End, not Crow's End. Freaking.
Yeah.
King's Fall.
King's Fall.
King's Fall was
Scrota's.
tough. I think King's Fall's world first was a 12-hour raid.
Remember those days?
Yeah, Crow's End was short. I think the world's first for the King's Fall was like 12 hours. So I'm hoping that it's similar with this. Like, I hope it's hard. I hope it's big, and I hope it's hard.
I love the puzzles. I do love the puzzles.
Difficult to. I'll stop there. But I hope it's hard, and I hope it's fun. Like, I want. Because this is going to be the last content. I assume this is the last content we're going to get until Destiny 2. So I just want it to be good. I desperately want this raid to be good so that we have something that will last us through to next year for Destiny 2. Other than that,
Alan says you need a 3D printed Yellowhorn for your desk.
That would be awesome.
If he had a desk.
Oh my gosh.
Right now he's just hopping from desk to desk.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
He's a ghost.
He telecommutes.
Well, it made a nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So outside of that, I've been playing Deus Ex as well. Up to the launch of Rise of Iron, I was playing Deus Ex.
And then you fully abandoned it.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love it. I really love Deus Ex. I think it's a great story, and I'd love. Have you guys played it at all?
No, but it's on my machine.
The gameplay is super
Mascot
fun.
Glenn got it, so I have it.
You can either go 100%. I mean, you can't only go. You can either go full stealth. You have the option of going full stealth or like full hardcore assault, or you can be somewhere in the middle where you're kind of avoiding what you need to avoid. The stealth stuff is really cool. Like, you have augments in your body that you're able to take advantage of, so that you can turn totally invisible for a certain amount of time, and your body runs on a battery, and so it will always recharge to a certain percentage. But if you go below that certain percentage, it won't recharge fully. It'll only recharge to that percentage.
So it's like my phone.
So you have to pop a battery. Yeah, you have to pop a battery to maintain that full level of charge, and so you have to, like, the whole game is about kind of finding this balance between action and inaction, and figuring out like how to maintain and survive within that world.
I don't do balance.
It's very cool. It's good. Other than that, I mean, I played Overwatch. We talked about that a little bit. I've watched 2 TV shows that are worth mentioning just because they were awesome. One is The Night Of on HBO. Have you guys seen that?
Ooh,
The Night Of?
I've heard of it.
Very good show. Like, from a filmmaker's perspective, or like from someone who appreciates really good, high quality just filmmaking, this show is superb. Like, in fact, I've seen, you know how they have these different YouTube channels that kind of digest and dissect people's approach to film? Yep. I've seen several now on this show, and it's brand new. But people are just so impressed by it. Like, cinematography wise, it's just beautifully done. But it's all about the story of this Muslim kid who ends up being accused of stabbing this woman like 22 times. And he didn't do it, but you think he did it, and maybe he did do it, and you don't know, and it's chaos, and it's just a phenomenally done kind of courtroom thriller. It's great. Fantastic, like, edge of the seat kind of show through the whole thing. Very, very good. Another one that is phenomenal is Mozart in the Jungle. It's an Amazon Prime show.
Didn't it win an Emmy?
Yeah, it did well.
It might have. It just won an Emmy.
It's phenomenal. So Claire and I are working our way through the first season. I've seen it on Amazon Prime like a dozen times.
Yeah, me too.
And I've never
touched it.
It looks cool. It looks like the cover looks interesting, but I'm like,
whatever.
And I finally gave in and decided to give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did. Very, very funny, very entertaining, and the music is absolutely beautiful. Very, very well done. And I watched Artificial Intelligence. That's a great movie if you want to see it.
The like early one with the little.
No.
AI, or is that different? Artificial intelligence?
Maybe that's not the name of the show. What is the name of the show?
You could be right. I'm just old.
Let's see here.
Well, while you're looking that up,
Yeah.
Our friend Jeff
Yeah,
mentioned how how Overwatch and Paladins are very, very similar, and I've seen a ton of news articles running through my feed saying, "Oh no, this is totally not modeled off of Overwatch," even though it's really darn close. So I don't know which one came first, and I'm a little bit like I feel genuinely bad if Paladin was working on their stuff and then had like a strange crossover of ideas, but they are eerily
They're very
similar. Eerily similar. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, to be determined.
I
No, so
can't remember.
artificial
It
intelligence.
wasn't artificial
Okay, because I was
intelligence.
gonna say
It's something else.
2001. That was with Haley Joel Osment. That
Nope,
little
that's
kid
not it.
Yeah.
turned into
That-
a little robot.
What the heck was it? Chat, if you remember what it was, remind
Has
us.
something to do with AI, and it was called Siri. I don't know. What it was.
It's not an original music genre. It's sci-fi. Come on.
You're gonna just obsess about this until you.
Yeah, I'm
find
gonna have
this.
to find it. So let's jump into the news.
Okay. Hey, folks, it's time for the news.
Ex
Yeah.
Machina. Gosh dang.
Oh, wow,
I was
yeah.
way off.
There we go.
Jeez. Fantastic show. Check it out.
Ooh, I do want to see that actually.
Very,
You did enjoy it?
very
You liked
good
it?
show. Like, very good show.
All right.
Cool.
Putting that on the list.
So, news number one. The PS4 Pro announced at the September PlayStation event.
So
We
it's
wanted
worth-
to call it a
it's
presser,
worth-
but it wasn't. It was like the PlayStation event.
It's worth noting too. These are news items over the last month
Oh,
that
right,
we haven't
yes.
touched on. Right. This is not new.
Good point. Good point.
We are
are
not coming out
recapping-
with exclusive PlayStation 4 Pro news today.
Heck
This
no.
is
No.
not- yeah.
No, we're really just kind of picking up the stuff over the last month to kind of
Because
keep
you
up
want our
just to-
opinion.
Yes. So they had their event. They announced their PS4 Pro. That it's just I don't know. We can kind of go through the questions there, but basically how much it'll be, what it'll be, and what's special about it.
What do we
You guys
expect?
watched the event, right? I did not
I did.
watch the event. I kind of felt the lackluster. I think I got that vibe that
I
most
fell
people are like,
asleep.
yeah, most people are like, this is not a show. Like it's not the amped up show.
Yeah,
It's
so-
for news.
There were a couple problems I think going into this event. Number one being they should have provided us with a clear picture of what they were going to do in retrospect. Like if they were going to come out and have this really like very strictly pressy, like no frills announcement,
Which it kind of was, right?
which is exactly what it was.
Like a very Square
They
Enix
should have been
kind of
like,
thing.
hey guys, just so that everyone knows, like this is a press conference
Yeah.
for
for
press.
press fans,
So that you have information. This is not going to be E3 Part 2.
right.
Um,
Which people probably
if someone had
expected.
just said that, like I
Been
think
fine.
people's reaction to everything that happened would have been wildly different. But instead, everyone's amped up. Like the PlayStation event,
Yeah.
the PlayStation event.
Yeah.
They're going to announce Neo, and they never really talked about the fact that the PlayStation 4 Pro is not a competitor, at least in my mind, is not a competitor with Scorpio. So at E3, if you guys remember,
right,
Xbox talked about Project Scorpio, right? Which was this like massive upgrade
right,
to the Xbox One. We're not talking about the Xbox One S. We're talking about Scorpio, like this truly massive upgrade to the console itself. And I think everyone expected PlayStation Neo to be the answer to that.
Like on the same level.
Yeah,
right.
Like it was going to be Sony's response to and counter to the Scorpio, and that's not at all what it is. Like, not even close. Is it more powerful? Absolutely.
Yep.
Does it stream 4K? Sure. Are your games going to look better on this? Yeah, they will. They'll look a little bit better. But it is not the massive powerhouse
Right.
upgrade that Scorpio will be to the Xbox.
Do you think they're coming out with something? Do you think this is like an
I don't know.
intermittent step,
You
and
know-
they still are planning?
I almost wonder. So if you
No.
think back the year that the PlayStation 4 was announced, and that like, hey, we're coming out in the fall. You remember how Xbox totally dropped the ball, and Sony capitalized on that crap
Right.
hardcore.
Right, yeah.
And how there was like speculation that the price point for the PS4 was dictated by the price point of the Xbox. Do you remember how we were talking about like Xbox launched first, Sony came out and said, hey, we're doing all those things but better, and
Yeah.
we're cheaper.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
I kind of feel like this year Sony was caught off guard by Scorpio and just totally pulled Neo from the show altogether, or pulled the PS4 Pro altogether from E3. because they knew it was not
It
was not a competition. Like
They couldn't put it in the
come
same
out and-
event.
you could not have it in the same category because
That's
it's
possible.
such a weak. I mean, comparatively, it's such a weaker
Right, all the-
option,
Yeah.
and so it's this really weird. I don't know. It's this really weird thing that Sony's got them into that. It just felt very disconnected from the like pro player feel that they've had for such a long time.
Right.
Like they've had this great kind of motion and this great, really kind of driving force with the PlayStation 4 since it was announced. And this was like someone just like shoe threw somebody underneath the bus and just like derailed this train. You know, it felt very
Let's
PlayStation
ask
4.
our viewers what they thought. So we have a poll. So we'll just ask you hashtag yes or hashtag no. Was that what we put in there? Throw it up there. So then the question was, what did I put? What did I end up writing in that poll? It's like, what did you think? Would you get the PS4? Like, are you going to get the PS Pro? Is that what I asked? Something. Oh, it's a good move for them. That's what it was. I forgot what I asked in the poll. So answer that. Is this a good move for Sony to push the Pro? Hashtag yes in the comments or hashtag no, and we'll see what they say as we move on through our other newses. But I agree. It kind of feels like they probably had something ready to go in E3, just like you were speculating. I agree with that. I think they had something to go, and then they saw Scorpio, and they're like, oh, shit.
Yep.
Yeah, this totally destroys us pulling out.
Yeah. And then this was meant to be like pressure to be like, okay, we still have to tell them that what we have is there.
Yeah, we've developed this thing that has to go out, so
and it's there, right?
Yeah, they already had all of their information put together. It didn't feel like they were trying to cobble things together and like these, super secretive leaks that were coming through. It's like that was the worst kept secret.
Here are the good things that I'll say about it. I'm happy with the price point. So they announced it's what, $399, right?
Yeah, it's only $399, and it was like November 10th.
Yeah, $399 November 10th. I think that's great. Like, I think that's an appropriate price point for a device that streams 4K.
Right.
In addition to that, your games are gonna if I owned a 4K TV,
you would want to see this prettiness. Yeah, it'd be very.
I'd buy this.
Pretty.
I don't own a 4K TV. I'm not planning on buying one anytime soon. So like this for me right now is not the thing to have. But that being said, like $399 is a reasonable price point.
It is. I think it's
that's what
reasonable for
that's
the
what
console.
I paid for my PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah.
And so they've also lowered the cost of the standard PS4 by $100. And so, I'm fine with this. Like, this wasn't offensive to me, but the way that they approached the
release
event,
of it, right? The event.
The way they approached the event was terrible. And Jeff in the comments mentioned that he slept through it, and I don't know if that's a joke saying that he fell asleep during it or if he was just sleeping while it was happening. But you easily could have fallen asleep through it. It was it was so boring.
We both tried to watch it, and I could not hold my attention.
I watched it, and what kept me awake was my frustration. I was so frustrated through the whole thing. Super boring, super just like it just felt like it dragged. Like it was painful almost to watch.
I wish I would have seen
the presentation
just so I'd have something to be like, just so I could share that with others. But this is how not to have a digital media. But then again, I think you're right. If they would have prefaced that and said this is a press conference for press,
conference, not an event.
Not for an event. I think that would have been a better deal. So asking our friends if they thought it was a good move or not, yes or no. Answers coming in pretty solid. No.
Yeah, it feels like a very strange half step.
Maybe that's what it was. Oh,
right.
Was it? Do you think like necessary?
It feels like it. We've always seen new consoles, and there's always been something new happening with it. But we've also seen a lot of companies start to do these weird half steps. Like Apple has done a lot of weird half steps lately. Like they have not truly come out with something innovative and brand new. It's been a lot of like, we're just going to take this one little interesting thing and just kind of like tweak it a little bit and improve it a little bit.
Do you think there's like been this, I don't know, like almost expectation that has to happen every year?
Have we plateaued?
Yeah, well, no, come on, we're still like ramping up, right? All right, let's go on to the next news. You ready?
Before we do that, just what Jeff said is exactly right. That's exactly how I feel. Like if I didn't already own a PS4 and I was buying a 4K TV, and I owned a 4K TV already, and I was like, I want to get a console, that's what I'd get.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy answer. I totally agree.
All right. So a couple other newses. Let's do September's PlayStation Plus, the PS Plus games of September. You could vote for these too if you've played them. Go ahead and throw these out there if you've played them, so you know or you're going to like gonna grab them. So the games for this September are up and out already. Lords of the Fallen, use hashtag Lords, and Journey for the PS4 and PS3, hashtag Journey. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands is on the PS3, hashtag Prince. Or Persia, I can't remember which one I did. Hashtag, on the PS3, Datura. I have not played that one. I don't know Datura. So hashtag Datura. Or Badlands for PS Vita, PS4, and PS3. I actually have it on. Yeah, it's cute. I have that on my phone, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's iOS too, right? Little
like
fuzzy
blob.
dude. Blob dude. Yeah, so hashtag Badlands. And then Amnesia Memories for the Vita. I don't know that one. I don't have a Vita. You guys have Vita?
I have a Vita, but I haven't played it in so long, and I've been trying to get it to connect up to my PlayStation so that I can play it in the bathtub. So
understandable. So there are your votes. So check that out. Hashtag Prince, hashtag Journey, hashtag Lords, hashtag Datura, Badlands, Amnesia, or none. What are you planning on getting? What are you planning on playing? For me, having played and will constantly play, I absolutely love Journey.
Journey.
And what a great way to put that out as a PlayStation Plus game and just get even more people. In fact, this would be the month to play.
Is this the first time that it's been on as a PS4?
I don't know if it's the first time.
No.
Maybe it's PS4.
No.
Maybe it's first.
No, PS4. It's been out for a while on PS4, but it's the first time it's been on the PS Plus.
For the Plus.
Yes.
Was it on PS Plus for the PS3 though? I feel like at one point it was. I might be wrong. Anyway, all of us. I mean, this was one of our indie game of the week years ago.
That's weird.
This
is one of our favorites of all time.
Like we've been around
one.
for years.
Yep.
That's crazy. We're growing old together. But absolutely love that. I think Journey is a fantastic one. Badlands is a cute one. I don't know. Lords of the Fallen. I think I saw I went and read it and looked at it in PS Plus on the PlayStation, and I kind of went. Well,
it isn't really my bag, but that's okay.
Yeah, I didn't jump on that one. But it looks like Journey is going to be the fun. What people are playing. Other news. The PS4 system software 4.0 went live over the last month. I haven't even played enough on my PlayStation to know like if I love it or not. So far, like the main thing I've noticed is like when I hold down the power button, instead of giving me a full screen choice, it's off to the side and I just go. So I think it's pretty and sexy, but I haven't really fully held on to it.
I love it.
I absolutely love it. All of the design choices, all of the user interface changes that they have made. I just want to hold my PlayStation now. I can make folders and actually organize games together.
Wow.
Instead of like, here is the most recent. It's like, I don't want the most recent. I want like, here are my RPGs.
I like
it.
And here are my
puzzle
puzzle
in the
games.
library now?
Yeah, you'll do it on the front, not inside the library.
I can make a folder in the front rather than be like, because right now,
so you know how
you have like kids games.
Oh, I like
before
that.
they had like streaming television or whatever it was, and all like you'd have all your stuff, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever.
So now they do that.
You couldn't do that with games, and now you can do that with games.
That will be good. Anything else that I should be looking for in my PS4 update?
So at a refreshed UI, right? So there are a ton of new UI updates.
Beautiful.
The quick menu is super convenient. The share menu has changed a little bit, and then folders and library organization are the big ones. They've also improved how you can view trophies. And your profile looks a little bit different too.
It looks a lot. It looks a lot better because you know how you would say like, here are the friends that you could know, like people that you might know, and you had these little itsy bitsy pictures of them. Now they're like full pictures. Like they know how to feature images.
They did it much better.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. That's pretty much the news, folks.
Yeah.
There you go. Those
are the big ones. We'll be back next week with the normal kind of weekly rollout of news.
Anybody want to take bets on how many hours we'll be put into Rise of Iron between now and next week? Go ahead and just throw them in the comments. How many hours
not worth it.
do you think Jeff will be spending between now and next week? I mean, he's got 7 days.
How many hours are in
a day?
Okay, so 24 times 7. Wait, I've got to factor in like a total of an hour for like bathroom breaks and all those. But no, because you can just like, intravenously keep yourself alive.
Yeah. True.
You could also just
that might be what I have to do.
Mountain Dew bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
I will say this: true. I tested out remote play.
Yes.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I joined him for one morning when he's like, I don't have any calls right now, and he was just playing. It was like early morning, but he was playing right there. It's
awesome. It was the first time I've ever used that. I've never used remote play.
Really?
Yeah, and it was flawless. It was perfect. There's a little bit. There is a little bit of lag. I wouldn't use it if I was doing something like PvP, but like for PvE, just
Totally
cruise
do it.
around and knock out little things, like flawless. Perfect.
That's when I closed
Bravo,
the door
Sony.
and
Bravo.
locked myself in the office. Yeah, I've used it a couple of times.
All right, for new releases on the PS4, we have The Bunker. We have Dear Esther, which is actually a very interesting, cool indie game.
Yep.
We've got Destiny: The Collection, which is going
If you don't
to
have
set us-
Destiny, get it.
Yeah, basically, it's like
It's all the expansions, everything all
it's
in
the
one.
everything.
Yeah, it's great.
Doodle Kingdom,
I love doodles.
Doodle Kingdom, Jazz Punk, Director's Cut,
Jazz punk?
Jazz Punk.
And we've had cave punk and jazz punk. I wonder if that's like...
It's like jazz hands.
yeah, it's like Louis Armstrong in a machine gun, like, or in a choker with like spikes on it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Jazz punk. You looking it up? I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on. I'll look it up.
All right, and then we have Last Fight, Machinarium, which is super fun. Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters Daybreak Special Gigs, that's a mouthful. Tohu, The Scarlet Curiosity, Virginia, and Zenith out on PS4. For Vita, we have Skylight Free Range 2, Slain Back from Hell, and Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters Daybreak Special Gigs.
That's a long title.
That's some big stuff. I found the Jazz Punk. It looks like a comedy adventure game set in an alternate reality Cold War world. Played with corporate espionage, cybercrime, and sentient martinis gameplay inspired by the spoof comedy films and cartoon of yesteryear, like Naked Gun, Airplane, Hot Shot,
cool.
Part Deux. Deux. So that could be kind of fun. I do like that style, and then that all makes sense then, once you put those all together.
Thank you for the new releases. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. This has been episode 107 of the LittleBigKast. That's pretty awesome.
Yep, pretty
We,
jazzed.
again, apologize for taking a month off. Life was real.
It was real life.
All of us have been we have 2 teachers that were adjusting to new schedules. Rachel and I are figuring out jobs and
positions.
figuring out what we're doing and
Yep.
how to feed ourselves. And so we appreciate you guys being here today, sticking it out, sticking around with us. We promise that we will continue to get this place put together,
This was
get
the
our show
inaugural-
put together, and get and really we just want to provide you guys with content that is entertaining, hopefully, and we just appreciate you guys listening. Major shout out to our Patreons that are still around. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for your support.
Yep.
You guys are making a lot of what you see here popular, or possible, not popular, but possible.
Hopefully it's popular.
Hopefully
It's the
popular.
coolest popular
But
thing.
you guys make a lot of the little fixes possible, and so you guys have been huge, and we love you and appreciate you. If you would like to be one of our Patreons, feel free to go to patreon.com/LittleBigKast. And other than that, we'll catch you next time. My name is Mr. Hawks, Jeff Hawks. Mr. Hawks on PSN, and then at Jeff Hawks on Twitter. Feel free to follow me if you want to play Destiny. New raid's coming out this week.
I
He's
might
not
get
going
Damn.
to sleep. He's
Just
not
for
going to
that.
sleep.
PSN ID is MRHOX.
Marox.
It's Marox. Same invite. We'll play. We'll jam.
Amazing. And I'm Robin, and I will be on the PSNs at Lil352, as you can either see on the bottom of your screen or hear from the sultry sound of my voice. So connect up, and I promise we'll do some watching of overs.
Oh, if you can find me online, you'll find me at Night20, KNITE20 on the Twitters and the PSN. But yeah, if you can find me, because if it's on, it's like my kids are watching Netflix and I'm working. So this is the life I lead. But if you do see me, send me an invite. I've had a couple invites from Master Dugong to play more FIFA, Redneck FIFA. What's it called?
Rocket League.
Rocket League. I don't know. I can think of that. Rocket League. But I'm down for that. Overwatch. If it comes in a timely manner, like if it's a good time, I'm in. I need more of the gaming. So thank you all. Thanks for joining us.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.
Adios.